Hello, listeners and kinky friends. Welcome to the Sofia Gray Show, where we discuss all things sex, kinks, and fetishes. From the sex stories to the latest trends in the erotic world, we talk taboo transparently. This podcast is brought to you by Sofia Gray, the largest used underwear marketplace. I'm your host, Lacey Bloom, and today we're talking about getting down with yourself. Whether you're riding the single train or just enjoying a night alone without your partner, solo play is important. After all, who knows your body better than you? When it comes to solo play, though, things can get kind of routine. It can be tempting to stick with those tried and true methods of pleasing yourself. I mean, hey, you know what works and how well it works, am I right? But don't you want more than that? Don't you deserve to treat yourself every now and again? Just because you're flying solo doesn't mean you have to keep things routine or, for lack of a better word, vanilla. Exploring the world of kinks and fetishes by yourself might just give you answers to questions you didn't even know you had. Now, I know what you're thinking. What kinds of kinks and fetishes can I enjoy by myself? Well, I'm here to tell you that you might be surprised by the multitude of options. Starting with solo roleplay. While it's true that roleplay can be much more elaborate with a partner, it's not impossible on your own, and you might actually be surprised how erotic it can be to live out a fantasy all on your own. Solo roleplaying gives us the opportunity to live out some of our freakier fantasies, ones that we might not feel comfortable yet sharing with a partner. It might sound a little cheesy, but think of solo roleplay as the ultimate way to hone your performance, get in tune with what really turns you on, and give your alone time a whole new twist. The best part about solo roleplay is you're limited only by your imagination. So whatever scenario turns you on, just roll with it. Turn those dirty thoughts to sexy inspiration. Again, bondage may seem like one of those things you can't accomplish alone, and while you might not be able to set up elaborately inescapable scenarios, you can still experiment with self-bondage. Take it from me, the feeling of harsh rope tight against your skin can be exhilarating. It might be tricky on your own, but once you start learning different techniques for solo bondage, things can start to heat up very quickly. Plus, if you find yourself feeling lost or confused, do what I do. Google it. There are quite a few YouTube tutorials on rope tying techniques you can do all by yourself, as well as instructional videos on how to tie certain knots, so you can teach your fave bondage techniques to a partner later on. And for anybody feeling particularly naughty, a crotch rope can be so discreet you can even wear it out of the house under your everyday clothes. Just, prepare yourselves for the possibility of rope burn in some unusual places. Now, this one's for all of my sexual thrill seekers. If you're looking for something riskier and get off on the thrill of strict bondage, this is possible with release mechanisms that can be activated after a certain amount of time. One of the easiest and relatively safest release mechanisms you can use solo are ice locks, which are pretty much exactly what they sound like. This is where you restrain yourself after freezing the lock to your harness or chains in ice. You'll then have to wait until the ice melts to be able to break free. So just be sure to place the ice lock within reach of your free hand, otherwise you're looking at a pretty awkward phone call to a nearby friend or neighbor. You can actually buy specific ice lock bondage toys, but you can actually recreate the same effect by just using a regular lock on your restraints and freezing the key in ice using an ice cube tray. I mean, I gotta say, I'm a sucker for a good DIY project, especially a kinky DIY project. Let's talk live cams. I feel like live cams for some reason get a bad reputation, but they can actually serve a lot of great purposes, especially if you're looking for someone to watch you go solo one night. Here's a good rule of thumb for whatever kink you're into. There is always someone out there wanting to watch. Even if you're just practicing by yourself at home on a Tuesday night, you can spice things up with an audience. And speaking of audiences, are you a sub without a master? Live cams are perfect for you. Live cams are just one of the ways to engage in your preferred role, even when you're single. If you're a submissive looking for dominant but don't currently have a partner, why not turn to the internet? A dominant stranger with a strong internet connection and a webcam is all you need to get off. They'll know how to punish you, although there's no reason you can't punish yourself either. If being punished is your thing, you don't have to wait around for a dom to enter your life. Taking things into your own hands, literally, and practicing safe self-punishment kinks can be just as satisfying, especially if you have the right toys to help you. Welcome to the wonderful world of BDSM toys, many of which you can use on yourself. Now, some of the more common toys that you're probably already familiar with are drip candles, nipple clamps, long-handled paddles, and remote electric shock toys. These are all toys which can be enjoyed solo or with a partner. And don't worry if you're feeling cash-strapped or aren't up for a shopping trip to your local sex shop. Y'all already know how much I love a good DIY project. There are plenty of ways you can get yourself off using DIY home solutions, such as clothespins for nipple clamps or ordinary candles for drip candles. I promise you will not even notice the difference. Some of you might already be familiar with the term edge play. Edge play can mean a few different things in the BDSM world, depending on the context, but most times edge play demands a partner as it can be more dangerous to participate in alone. However, when going solo, the kind of edge play we're talking about is climax edge play, aka revving up your engine, acting out your wildest masturbation fantasies, using all the sex toys in your arsenal, bringing yourself seconds away from climax, and then stopping before the big O. Climax edge play is all about pushing your own limits and seeing what it takes to get you where you need to go. Having that kind of complete control over your body and mind can be so empowering, not to mention intensely erotic and insanely rewarding, once the seemingly unattainable orgasm courses through your body. Eventually. We all know that when you're in a relationship, there isn't always much time for self-exploration. And when you try new things, generally those things are made for partner play. Trying new things by yourself lets you openly express interests that you might not be super confident about sharing with a partner just yet. And that's okay. Being alone gives you time to let your mind wander into unknown territory, and let's face it, not having a partner around can allow you to go as far as you want to go. You are in total control, and really, what's sexier than that? So the next time you have time to spare, you're in the mood for something fun and sexy, or you find yourself just plain bored at home alone, why not explore some more of what you're into? Maybe you have a foot fetish. Try recording videos of your own feet and posting them online. Or if you're into self-punishment porn but have never really considered trying it on yourself, now's your chance to do so. Going solo is the perfect time to hone in on what turns you on. By diving deeper into what turns you on, you can also find ways to tease and please others. And an added bonus, you might even end up stumbling onto something you never even considered before. Used panties, perhaps? Whether you're looking to buy or sell used panties, Sofia Gray has got you covered. If you want to earn some extra cash, you can set up your own shop in minutes and start selling your own used underwear. And they take no commission. You'll keep 100% of every single sale that you make. If you've got a kink for used panties and you're looking to buy your next pair, look no further. The whole process is completely anonymous. Sofia Gray will never share, store, or archive your personal information. The name Sofia Gray won't even appear on your bank receipt. So head on over to sofiagray.com to start selling or buying used panties now. Until next time, I'm your host, Lacey Bloom, and I'm here to say, let them be kinky. There's no kink shaming here.